And we are live. Thank you everyone for waiting. I was running 5 minutes late, and I hope that you are all able to be here with me. Today is the hot topic bonus because we are getting ready for the retreat, which is the marriage breakthrough retreat. And it's going to be amazing. And I'll tell you why it's going to be amazing towards the end. It is a 7-day retreat. Every day we go on 1 hour of Zoom. I teach you, you experience, you get, hi, Miriam, welcome. You get to learn it, experience it, integrate it, really, really bring it into your life and make it super practical. So we're not only going to talk about, fluffy things in theory, but we're really going to get practical because that is my superpower, is to take that connected and make it for real. And that's why I called my business Connected for Real. We are, a lot of people are asking, they're saying, well, why should I share this with my friends if it might mean that I think they have a bad marriage? And the answer is marriage breakthrough retreat is not for people whose marriage is broken and not working, and then they have to be, quote unquote, ashamed of it or, feel bad if you suggest it. This is actually really, really powerful for people who have a good marriage and want to take it to the next level and make it amazing. And don't tell me, oh no, my marriage doesn't need any work, I have a perfect marriage. Congratulations, you're human and you're in this world. So it must be your marriage needs at least a little bit of up leveling, because that's what we're here for. We're here to grow. And if you're not in the work all the time, constantly focusing on how can I make this even better and how can I make this even better, you are either delusional or you're hiding something, because real, normal, healthy marriages take constant work and take a real commitment. So don't feel bad sharing this link with friends, because it's actually really, really specifically tailored to women who are in business. And yes, if you don't have a business, you will still learn a lot. And I was going to say, if you're not a woman, you'll learn a lot too. Probably true. But this is really geared for women who are married and have a business, and they are successful in their business, or at least they're successful in their, in their finding their mission, finding why they're here, and sort of like on the way towards working out their vision and their mission. But mostly, women who are really here with a purpose. And then their marriage is sort of either lagging behind or not supporting their purpose, things like that. Okay, so that is basically, in a nutshell, 7 days, every day for an hour, with a break for Friday, Saturday. And it is very God-centered, very mindset centered, and very practical. So it sounds like they're two opposites, but really spirituality cannot exist without being really grounded in reality, and mindset work cannot be practiced if you're not making it practical. Get it from the word practice. Okay, so now we're going to talk about today's topic, which is criticism. And I know you all came for this because that was the hot topic, and it's not a hot topic for no reason. It is one of the biggest things that we all have to deal with. Even if you don't have somebody going like constantly telling you how you're not good enough, you still hear it. Okay. And it is something that we get from different, some people get it from external people, and some people get it from within the house. And it's really painful, and it sort of it catches you off guard and leaves you hanging. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Okay. That's like the first reaction is, what? You're leaving it messy all the time. You're not doing this enough. You're not cleaning up. You're not, it's never clean enough. It's never done enough. It's never thought out enough. There's so many things that we hear and get from possibly our husbands. And today we're talking about marriage, so we're going to stick to that. And what do you do with that? Now, there was a very interesting question that came up also that was from what do you do if about you giving criticism? So we are going to touch on that too, but I think the biggest source of stress is when you receive the criticism. And you guys tell me in the comments below if you think you agree, disagree, if this is lining up with your experiences, if it's resonating. So the first thing that I want to get really, 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 really clear is that we are all on the same team. And sometimes when we are, fighting and bickering and like, you said this and you did this, oh, you're saying not enough. It's never enough. It's never good enough, blah, blah, blah. And we're going back and forth and we're both, hi, Elise. Hi. Good to see you here. We are both going back and forth, and we're having this like two-sided fight, him against me. Sometimes just remembering that we are both on the same side. We're both on the same team. And it almost sort of like melts it away a little bit in certain cases, because instead of thinking with your reactive, what do I need to do about this? There's something attacking me and I need to react right away. We sort of like take a deep breath and we're like, okay, 1 second. If we're both on the same team here, then where are we going with this? Because if we're not getting anywhere, then there's no point of talking about this and there's no point of fighting about this. And there's probably no point of, being in that place because it's not taking us anywhere. So what I love the most about conflict resolution and all of the tools that you learn when you deal with that whole topic is that you have to get really, really clear. For example, if you're going to speak to the school about your kid and everybody wants the best for the kid, but the school and the parents are like really not in agreement, the first thing to come to the meeting with is that understanding that we have the same goal, which is help the kid, and we need to stick to that. We have a common denominator, and just because we don't agree on something right now does not mean that we can sit and fight and just like waste energy on it. Let's see what we can do. And then step number 2 is, where are we going with this? What is the next step? What do we see for the future? So instead of being on 2 different teams, what you're doing is uniting the forces and getting ahead by getting really focused on where are we going with this. So to bring that into marriage, we are trying to, first of all, get really clear on we are in this together. Whatever we're fighting on, whatever we're annoyed about, whatever is happening, we're in this together. We are one. And where are we going with this? Like, what is the goal of this? And usually the goal is very similar. Okay. It might come out sounding different, but at the end of the day, it's that we both want whatever it is to work out to the best for everyone. Yes. There's so many things I want to say and I'm trying to organize it. So please do write in the comments if you have any questions or anything to add while I continue. So that was the first thing, is we're on the same team. Number 2 is when a person is really critical and really negative and really wants to just tell you what's going on, they are probably the ones that are having the bad day. They're having the problem, and you are owning their problem when you take that and sort of like allow it in. So they'll come and say, you're not good enough. This is not good enough, blah, 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 blah. And like, they'll start telling you how everything is wrong. And this is something that comes naturally to them because they're probably acting from, their protective mechanism. So to then own that and be like, oh, he really meant all those things and he really thinks all that about me, is probably not so useful, because it's probably not true. Really what he's doing is He's just throwing what he is, like his negative experiences, onto you. So Mel Robbins, who I really like following, she has the 5-second rule, which is super amazing and helpful. By the way, for those who were asking about how to deal with depression naturally, so the 5-second rule is one half of that. So it's overcoming that first reaction of what, like having that spark of, oh my gosh, this is the wrong thing to do, I got to get out. 5 seconds before your brain will get in and say, no, we're too lazy, let's just stay for a little bit more. You have that time to really catch that spark. So anyway, she says that about the 5-second rule, but she also has this great metaphor. She says that it's like somebody is puking and they're just getting it all out. And so what do? You don't stand in front of them. You get off to the side and you let it come out, because there's nothing else that you could do. They can't control it and you can't control it. And that's exactly how negativity works. Sometimes a person is so negative and is carrying so much baggage and is so not in a good place that they're taking it all out on you. You just have to move to the side and let it come out. And so she even says, anything else? And when you come from a place like, I'm really, I'm here to allow you to just like get better. Anything else? Anything else? And sometimes one of the things that I loved, we were in a class and she said, why don't you take notes? And I was like, what? It's like, if you sit down and take notes, this, by the way, works really well with kids. If they're going on and on and on, and you sit down and say, 1 second, so you're saying this and that, and you're saying this and that also, is there anything else? Blah, 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 and like you're actually writing down points, then they're going to be heard. They're going to feel like, actually, like for the first time ever, somebody actually heard me. Somebody actually validated that I had opinions and things to say. And so they're already feeling better. And you just keep going like, anything else? Listening, letting it all out, not taking anything personally, because as we said, it has nothing to do with you. It's his. It's totally detached from who you are and what you are. Okay? I like your perspective. Thank you, Tamara. Welcome. I'm so excited. So you are detached. They're the problem. They're having an issue. They're getting it out on you. Go ahead, move aside. Don't let it hit you. Let it all just like Teflon, sort of like slide. And once they're done, the next thing that Mel Robbins says to do is to say the one thing that really resonated, or compliment one thing that they said, because they are their survival mechanism, right? Because they have the problem and they're working from their ego and survival mechanism. They're totally low consciousness. They are not high consciousness when they're having this, criticism thing on you. And you want to stay focused on your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, because those are the only things that you can control. So what we're going to do is we're going to let them have that space, that time to just get it all out. And once they get it all out, anything else? And he'll keep telling you, and anything else? And he'll be like, okay, what's wrong with her? Like, she actually likes listening to how awful she is. Like, no, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you and you needing to tell me. Like, that's okay. It's suddenly not personal anymore. I have completely cut the cord that makes it a live button. Like, the button, he could press it for a million years and like it's just not doing anything. That's because in the back you cut the cord. There is no electricity to that button. And that's what's happening by you really detaching from his experience. He is getting it all out, getting it all out, getting it all out. And now you tell him, from all the things you said, the one thing that really resonated for me was that it's really important for you to have a clean home. And I think that is so awesome, because I also agree to that. I really want a clean home too. And you know what? Even more than that, I learned that when you have a clean home, then God's presence can actually be in the house, because God doesn't live in, a filthy whatever. So maybe I was just thinking while you were talking that that's not only just a value that you have, that's a shared value. I'm like, wow, blown away. You helped me see that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Do you see what just happened there? You took one thing that anyway you agree on, and anyway he just like was going in circles about for about 10 minutes, and you mirrored it back to him. You reflected that. So what's happening now is he feels heard, he feels validated. He actually, for the first time, because like people who think that they know everything and they need to tell everybody what they're doing wrong are usually acting from a place of nobody ever listens to me. As we said, that's their problem and they're going to deal with it. But what is really important for you is that it doesn't cost you anything. You've let it out, reflected back to them something that resonated. And now you can say, I really appreciate that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like you are in that. And then what was it that she said? Number 3. I didn't write it down, but I had it in my head. Okay. Oh, okay. It wasn't something important. That's why I didn't write it down. Once he gets it out and you reflect, now he's ready to listen. That was the point, that like you, yes, let them let it out. You are a Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. But nice to see you here anyway. You are finally able to say whatever you want to say because now they're listening. Now they're in a place where they're at least capable of listening. So here's what happened. They were low consciousness, throwing, and you stayed high consciousness. So now they're done and they're able to really like listen to you. My one and only sister is a Facebook user. I can't believe it. Next time, give Facebook permission to have your name. Anyway, so that's awesome. I'm so happy that my sister is here. And if you guys don't know my sister, you should, because she's awesome. So, hey, and my mother's here too. Yay! Oh, I love that you guys tell me who you are and what resonates for you. Now, I want to talk about the inner chatter, okay? Why is this such a live wire? Why does it hit us so hard to be criticized? Okay, and do you know why? Do you want to guess in the comments why? Why is it that we are so reactive? Why is it that it hurts so much? Why is it that it hits like boom, like the most painful place? Why? When somebody comes and gives you criticism about something that you anyway have a lot of self chatter about, it really hurts because you are believing that about yourself. And so sometimes I tell my kids, if somebody comes and says, you're so fat, like my kids are little twigs, right? Like, do you take it personally? Do you start crying? You're like, ah! Like, no, it has nothing to do with reality. Like they're living in their own little like crazy bubble. They say something to you. It doesn't even stick because it's not true and you know it. And so it's not there. But if somebody says something to you like you're not enough, there's a part of you that feels not enough that is connecting to that and saying, oh my gosh, you're right. We try so much to be good. Yes, we try so much to be good. And so when somebody says you're not good, the first thing that comes up is, oh my gosh, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm not good. Maybe everything is wrong. Maybe I'm not getting my act together. Maybe I need to get help. Maybe I don't know what, I'm out of control. So your self-doubt that you have within you is connecting to that and almost believing it so that it's giving it power. And it's really, really important for you to stop the criticism from having power. The answer is not to stop him from criticizing. The answer is to stop you from believing those things and to work on that inner voice, the inner chatter that's happening within you. And if you guys saw a live that I did a long time ago, it wasn't that long ago, with Becky, we were talking about really self-compassion and how important it is, because when somebody else does something and falls and I don't know what, fails, we right away, oh, don't worry, it happens to everyone fails, it's not so bad, blah, blah, blah. And like when we fail, oh my gosh, end of the world, nothing is good enough. I did everything wrong. It totally, flopped. I deserve that it didn't, We are so sorry. We are so hard on ourselves. And if it was someone else, we wouldn't be. So just notice that and give yourself the same compassion that you would other people, and listen to the fact that the chatter is happening up here in your head and not in reality. So what he is saying could be completely neutral if it has nothing to meet in order to stick. And so my most important advice for you is, instead of trying to fix him and explain to him how he's not supposed to be so critical and he's always blah, 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 and giving him names and tags and labels about how awful he is and how hard he is and how difficult he is and how this and that. And you can continue that conversation because we get really comfortable there. It's like this, like, replay. Like on reruns, we're listening to the same thoughts over and over again about him. Why? Because they keep us safe from having to face ourselves, from having to face our own inner chatter, from having to face our own negativity. And if you can take responsibility over what's going on in your mind and what things you're thinking and turn those around. I am enough. I'm doing my best. I am. I just am. I'm human. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. So, okay, I made a mistake. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything. Stop allowing those neutral thoughts to get, dressed up in fancy clothes. Like, just let them be. Let them slide. I want to hear, what is the thing that resonated for you the most? I am so excited for feedback because I am building the retreat and really gathering from you all of the different things that are really, really, really important for you to work on. So here are the things that the retreat is built on. So first of all, the CALM method is the main meat of the retreat. The CALM, CALM, is connect to yourself, ask for guidance, listen for the answer, and then mastery. I am part of God. Yes, I am. Tamara, I love that. Breathe that in. And what's so beautiful is that he is also. And so by me, instead of making him the bad guy, just sort of detaching and letting him do his work, I am freeing him to go and do his work. And that's what's so powerful, is just like I'm human, he's human. And so I'm not making him God and have all the control over me and be able to just do whatever he wants and take over my peace and my space and my energy. I am letting him have his space and be free to work on himself, and I am working on myself. What happens when you do that is you're finally just letting go of controlling someone else. Like, isn't that crazy how much we control other people? I know, it's crazy. One of the things that I love is the meta emotions. And, meta emotions are, I feel guilty for feeling guilty. I feel sad for feeling sad. I feel angry that I got angry, right? Isn't that amazing? The whole, we do that all the time. We're having meta emotions. We also do that with judging. I am judging him for judging me. Like, right away, I'm like, boom, because he's judging me, I'm judging him. And so how can I be hard on him for judging me if I then go and judge him right away and be like, he's being bad, he's being so critical, he is da 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 da. Like, no, just stop, let it out, listen, try to connect to one thing that he said and sort of give it space. And then you'll have the time to really say what you want. And by the way, when you say what you want, you make it about you. That's the power of real criticism. Criticism that actually works is, what do I need? What do I want? We need to put Hashem always in our minds to be more positive. Yes, we need God in our lives all the time. And here's the crazy thing. It is so hard to forget. I once went to a class and my friend from across the table. So she holds up her phone and says, Bat-Chen, let's do this together. Put Hashem loves me in the phone and have it on alarm. And I'm like, okay, if she called me out of all 11 people around the table, then I guess I'm doing it. So I put an alarm for an hour from then, and the class finishes, and I get home, and suddenly the alarm goes off, and it says Hashem loves you. And I was like, what? I totally forgot I put the alarm on. So automatically, I guess my phone just had that big button that says snooze, and I pressed it, and 9 minutes later, it beeps again, and it's like, Hashem loves me. I'm like, how quickly did I forget that? I was really in shock of how quickly we forget because, it's human nature and it's just a muscle that we have to keep using and keep strengthening. So we are working, and that's part of the mastery, by the way, is you're constantly in that work, in that, you're in it. And that's what strengthens you. It's not so much about getting the result as much as being in the journey. So keep yourself in the game. Constantly remind yourself, do whatever you need in order to connect, because it is absolutely amazing. When you are with God, you are not alone. So thank you, Miriam. I love that you brought that up. Anyway, so I was talking about judging the other person for judging. It is so common, so common when we do that. And it's such a huge deal because it is it's a survival mechanism. Just like, by the way, any turnaround, when I think he's selfish, what do? I suddenly become super selfish. Because why is he selfish? He's only talking about himself. He doesn't listen to what I need. He's completely ignored the fact that I want to say something. And so what am I doing? I'm focusing on myself and what I need and what I want. And I totally ignored the fact that he needs to talk and he needs the time to, whatever, have his expression. So he's so selfish. No, I'm so selfish. Okay. So it's not that I am always selfish. It's that when I think he is selfish, I am selfish. When I think he is critical, I become critical of him. I also become critical of myself. And those are all turnarounds. We're going to talk about that in the retreat, by the way. Okay, I see that we have a lot of friends who are already signed up, and I'm very proud of you because you are in for the best retreat ever. I just have to say that because I'm putting so much into it. I'm putting so much love into it. I'm really doing it out of like the most pure and excited place, of service. So I'm super excited about that. If you're not registered yet, you should go to connectedforreal.com/retreat. And actually, here, we could show it to you so that you can find it easier. Connectedforreal.com/retreat. Make sure that you sign up. You will have all the information on that landing page, and you will also get an email with instructions of what to do next. I will be sending out a worksheet, a workbook, actually. It's going to be more of a book. A workbook probably next week, and you'll be able to print that out and have it ready so that you can really get the most out of the retreat. You will also have the chance to meet with me for 10 minutes. So if you want to do that, could you stop taking pictures? Thank you. If you want that before the retreat, you're welcome to ask for it and send me a PM, DM, wherever you are, an email. You are welcome to come to that. And if you're in the retreat, you will find out also then that you can sign up for a 10-minute free call where we can really get laser focused on what it is that you need to do in your specific situation with your specific marriage that can really move you forward using the tools that we're going to be learning. And of course, every other tool that I can think of, because I get very, very exact when I help people. So I look forward to talking to all of you. And what else? Was there any questions that I didn't address? Yes. Oh, about criticizing other people. As we said, just talk about what you need, not what they did, not them. They are not the problem. I enjoy so much your ideas. Thank you. Oh, that makes me feel so good. This is what I'm here for. I'm very excited. So I look forward to seeing you connectedforreal.com/retreat. If you don't do /retreat, you won't find it. It's like a super secret, awesome retreat. And make sure you invite your friends. Make sure you invite people who are mostly women in business who are overall okay, happy, either mediocre or happy in their marriage, have a normal, good, sort of like this could get better and let me know how. And then we can really break through that ceiling and make it our floor and get to the next level. And I want to show you how to do that. So I'm super excited. There's also going to be a bunch of really cool bonuses. We're going to have the intimacy class, a little touch of that. And we're also going to have, anyway, I'm not spoiling it for you, but we're going to have a lot of really cool stuff. I'm really looking forward. If you still have any questions and I didn't address them, you can send me private messages and I will address them. I answer all of my own messages, so you'll have fun doing that. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next week for the last Hot Topic bonus before the retreat. And I'm super excited about that.